Hey. Taking over Too Cool to Con's YouTube channel once again. It's, Shad and Infamous Lisa Smith once again.
I don't know. I don't know why y'all call me the infamous Lisa Smith, but okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, cause it's like, people, they think they know you and shit, but they don't know, that's why you infamous. So, how's it going tonight though, Lisa?
It's going all right. Y'all caught me at a okay time.
At an okay time. All
At an
right,
okay
yeah. So
time.
I was going through, Too Cool to Con spam and shit, and motherfuckers put up a little something that was all like, yeah, the goat mouth, what does say, pig pen, something, Lisa Smith, all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So. How you feel? How you feel about that, man? What you got to say to them motherfuckers that constantly got your name in their mouth? You know what I'm saying? Your name must taste good though. You know what I'm saying? I don't
My
know.
thing is like whoever it was or I didn't see it, whatever's going on. At least they can say whatever they want about me, but I don't hide behind a screen or any of that. Yeah, they know I've already made it plain. Y'all can see me, look me up. I told you my name, where I stay at, and Google me. I don't hide behind, like I said last night when we were talking. I don't throw rocks and hide my hand. I'm a woman. If I got something to say about you, I'm gonna say it. And you could do any type of background checks or whatever you want on me. Shit's gonna always be the same. And I'm not on YouTube making channels talking shit about people. I was asked to be on here, and that's what I did. I came on here. Well, hi, Lefty. I guess we got one person in here named Lefty. So that's my thing. Like I'm not on here looking like a fool like some of these people are, but I guess it is what it is.
Some people are born fools, so
Right.
that's the only way they can show their face. But I had a little question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know your relationship status right now, but like, what do you know, look for in, like, I don't know if you want somebody that's like, doing the same thing, hustling like you, or if you want like somebody that's, you know, motivating you to hustle even harder or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So what do you look for in a certain type of fella and all that? If you're looking. I mean, even if you're not looking, it's just like what's going on, you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for where to catch the next bag, honestly. But if I was looking for somebody, it would be somebody that is a go getter and that's a hustler. Like so, somebody that technically works a 9 to 5 could be fine with me as long as they bringing in money. But I prefer somebody that got like a hustler's ambition. Like that's what I look for. Like I'm not looking for somebody that's looking for a handout and all that other shit. Like I don't got time for that. I'm too busy chasing the bag, which I've been doing for a while now.
Okay,
I know
okay.
that's not a lot and that don't go on, but I'm not really looking. But if I find somebody, it is what it is. But when I do look for somebody, number one thing is if he can hustle. Let's say he get laid off, and can he figure out a way to make to make some money to pass the time? If he don't know how to do that, then he ain't for me.
Okay, all right. Yeah, what's up, Lefty? You got any questions for infamous Lisa Smith or Shotty Shy, like they said?
That's what they see. This is my thing though. Like I should be asking, like, how did you get involved with the channel? Did Reek just ask you to come on? I know you were a listener and all that. Like, what made you like? Let me get on here and ask a couple of questions.
You talking about me or you
I'm
talking
talking to
Lefty?
you, Shad. Yes, you.
Oh, me? Okay, you talking to me? Man, Reek been my fan for, many moons, and, he been knowing me since I was like little young boy out here, you know what I'm saying? But I just, he's like, yeah, I'm finna try to do this little, YouTube thing or whatever. I'm like, okay, being the fam, I gotta, be a fellow listener, you know what I'm saying? I only fuck with the real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, other than that, even if you wasn't my fam, then I still fuck with the channel because the channel got real shit. Well, in the beginning, I didn't know that they had actors on here and shit. Fake peas and all that. But a lot of people didn't know that either, though. But I just ever since then, after he told me, I just been I subscribed to it and just been listening since day one. So that's how I got on it.
Okay. I see Lefty said, "How can a guy get a side hustle to eventually quit his day job?" Well, I can't speak on a man, but what I can say is it's always about supply and demand. Like if you can find a lucrative business, find something that people need or want, and translate that into your side hustle, there you have it.
Or like, what do you like doing? You know what I'm saying? What you like? Some people like music. Some people, movies, or just day to day hustling things. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, a lot of shit is involved in the hustling business. You know what I'm saying? So just take whatever your heart guides you to. Just do what you do. But if you're not the hustling type, then just stick to that day to day job. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because everybody can't be a hustler, and that's just being one on one. Because you gotta learn how to know how to, what's the word I'm looking for? I won't be fumbling over my words like some people. You gotta know how to make nothing into something, and then get it to a point where somebody wants it and it's gonna keep coming back to you, keep coming back to you to get it from you. So you gotta know what you want, what you're good at, and what is the supply that you can give to somebody that they need. That's how I look at it. But I
So
can't tell somebody
go ahead, go ahead.
I can't tell somebody to quit their day job and be a hustler because I've never really worked a traditional 9 to 5. I've always hustled. So my question would be to
But you good
somebody
at
is, how do I translate my situation into working into a 9 to 5? Because I don't want to be doing this shit forever.
Yeah, true. That's all you've you know, been shown is how to hustle. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, might not be all you know, but it's all you know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know,
Reek said half.
have her with travel. So say it's 13 people on here now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know, let yourself be known. Come on now. This is this Shad Lisa Smith 5, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rocky 5, this motherfucking.
Knocking fake niggas out.
Man, like a motherfucker. If he dies, he dies.
Shy used to. You a fool for that.
That's real shit. Fuck it. You know what I'm
You a fool for that. And see, that's the thing. Like, if y'all don't say nothing, how can we have any dialogue on the chat, y'all? What do y'all want to talk about? Cause yesterday was me, saying what I needed to say about certain people. Today, motherfuckers still kind of making small shit, talking shit. Like Shy said, he didn't hijack the channel. Motherfuckers was. So is this Pimpin' Ken? No, this is Pimpin' Ken is with Reek in the Lions Den. This is Shad and Lisa Smith. Shad done hijacked the channel, called me, and we done took over. That's what happened. So no Pimpin' Ken tonight. But I think Reek's probably maybe he's, gonna
he put a
put out
new
a
one up
video.
there either yesterday or earlier today. It's called, damn, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Fuck, what is it called? I have to go
He
back.
usually puts out a Pimpin' Ken video every Friday or Saturday. It's up there. Lefty, if you're looking for that. But we alive. This is just a freestyle where we're just talking, going back and forth. We don't need a script. Like Shy said, we're not actors. We just freestyling. So
Yeah,
whatever y'all want to talk
freestyle.
about, we could talk about. But what we were talking about yesterday was, you know, I had to address some shit, and then Shy then hijacked the channel and seen that somebody that made a fake.
Made a spam on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Calling motherfuckers. What the fuck they say? Lingo leg or somebody like that. I'm surprised they spelled the shit right though. And they said the pig pen.
What? Wow.
We don't really get into all that negativity. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to see what motherfuckers is really on. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, why do y'all hate the Too Cool to Con channel so damn much? You know what I'm saying? Is it because you're not on here, or is it because you're listening, letting somebody brainwash him to thinking he's a real P or something, but he's really not. He's the best shoe shiner in the business. You know what I'm saying? If I had his number, I'd put it on here and get some extra business or something. You know what I'm saying?
So here's a question for all y'all that's listening, and you Shy too. Why would you steal somebody else's content? Why, if you're not listening to their channel and you're not doing whatever, why would you steal their content and act like it's yours?
I don't know, because I don't steal. You know what I'm saying? So that's a question for them secret agents that's listening. That's for them secret agents listening in. You know what I'm saying? Why would y'all secret agent man? Why y'all listening and not saying nothing? If you got something on your chest, let it be known. Say it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on the channel right now, so say what y'all got to say. Don't wait to the next day and go back to the because it's past his bedtime right now. It's like 10:18 over here, so let it be known. Say what y'all gonna say. Just say hi. Right? You listening? Say hi.
And that's the thing. If there's a difference between hating and stating the truth, and also just clowning somebody who is a thief, point blank and period. That's not hating. If you clowning a thief, what's a thief? I don't trust thieves, because if somebody steal from you, if somebody is gonna steal, they're gonna steal from you. They're gonna lie from you. They're gonna do other things. So why would you trust them? Period. And again, I see there's 13 people in here.
Trap star.
Y'all saying everything. What's good? What's good, Trap Star? What you want to talk about? Ask a question. Me and Shad here. So what's your take? Why would you steal somebody else's content, Trap Star? Would you steal from somebody? Because there's a difference between stealing from somebody and what's the word I'm looking for, and taking something.
Okay, I got a little question. You know what I'm saying? Why is it? Hold on, man. Damn, I fucked up. Let me get back on.
Oh, so you too original for that. I respect that, Trap Star. I like that. You say you too original to steal somebody's content. There you go. So that means what? If somebody's stealing your content, they're not original then, right? That's what I'm getting from what you said.
Yeah, I got a question for you and everybody who's listening. You know what I'm saying? Why is it when you clowning the common thief?
Oh,
is that considered hating?
It's not hating if it's the truth. It's not hating. Yeah, Tiffany, I remember you, Tiffany. You were on here when King Righteous was on here. I remember you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Shy. I remember you, Tiffany. I remember you. You was on here when King Righteous was on here. I remember you. I'm glad to see a woman in here, but I do remember you. And Cadillac J, what would you like to say? Anybody got questions, comments? But I remember you, Tiffany. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Shad. I remember her.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah, but I was saying, why people consider, like, if you clowning a common thief and shit, why people consider that hating though? You know what I'm saying? If you like spitting real facts and shit on what the fuck they do, that they stealing shit. They stealing shit out of stores. They stealing titles, and you know what I'm saying. Is that considered hating? If you consider, I mean, if you clowning them just because you know they a common thief and shit.
To me, that's not clowning. That's telling the truth, I guess. People got a lot of stuff misconstrued. That's how I feel. And what do you mean, trap star? I guess it depends on the situation. I'm not hating is if somebody getting money and they're not asking you to put money in their pocket, and I'm just saying, oh, that nigga think he all that because he getting money. Fuck that nigga or fuck that bitch. They get money. That's hating to me. Or you see somebody rolling real nice, they dress real nice, and you ain't got nothing positive to say. You got always got something negative to say. That's hating. But if you stating facts that can be undisputed, that's not hating. If someone steals, are they having to feed their fam if that's on them? Okay. I wouldn't steal from nobody unless they steal from me as far as the stealing situation. I agree with you, Trap Star. I agree with you. I agree.
That's all they know. She's saying.
Are they having to feed their family if that's all they're if that's all they know? Like elaborate, Tiffany. What do you mean if they have to feed their family? But if that's the thing. If this person says that they getting money from a bitch, why are they stealing?
Basically.
That's my question. If it's all on a bitch or all on whoever you know what I'm saying, that situation, why are you out here stealing? Because then that means you got a slash behind your name. And from what I know of the game, it's you pimping. It's not. I'm a pimp. I'm a doughboy. I'm a waiter. I'm a Uber driver. I'm a do this.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for somebody to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that say they pimping or they hustling or whatever, and then they got like too many slashes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They like stick to one thing, man. If if you a hustler, just say you a hustler. Don't say you a pimp or something. And then you like gang banging on the side and shit. Like, come on now, man. If you see somebody, you claim you a pimp, but if you see somebody one of your gang banging homies or something, you hit them up with the little, doing handshakes and shit. Come on now, what kind of pimps is a gang banger, man? It's not a real pimp, man. If you're gang banger, still you pick one or the other, you know.
If they don't know another way, and if it's all on a bitch, then there's no excuse. No excuse to what, Tiffany? Like no excuse to them stealing or well, personally, you don't steal. That's you. Look, everybody has their own personal thing.
They
I do what
personal
I got to do to
hustle.
make money, make ends meet. I chase the bag, and like I've been straight up and upfront about what I've been arrested for and and what I got hanging over my head. That's honest. I've never said I was anything other than what I am.
No slashes on your ass. So.
Well, I could say, but I've never proclaimed to be a lady of the evening. So therefore, there would be a slash because what I've been in and what I do is I hustle, and you could take that however you want to take that.
Do whatever you got to do to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Oh, I'm always gonna own my own shit because therefore you can't put me on Front Street or say that I'm lying about who I am or what I've done if I don't own my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been like that since day one. When I first got on here and when people were saying shit about me, it's who am I to question the P? I question them only because if I'm coming to you for advice or whatever, how 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 are you gonna let me do something and you out here begging? That's my thing, Tiffany. Trapstar says banging has a lot of different sides. So as far as the movement, the nation gets money in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying? If you claim to be a pimp, you're not supposed to be a gangbanger at the same time, right? So it's either one or the other. Get your money. Just say you hustling. You know what I'm saying? Don't say, oh, I'm a pimp, but still I'm a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like pick one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
I
If a war go down, who is you going with? Is you going with the pimps or you going with the gangbangers though? You know what I'm saying? If you claiming to be both, you can't be on both sides of the game, now.
that's
So it's
true.
like pick one of the other ones. If pimps go to war with the gangbangers, who are you gonna choose? So that's all I'm saying.
I agree with you, Trap Star. In the aspect is there's all different kinds of ways you can get money. That's how I view. I'm not talking about the banging aspect. I'm talking about in getting money general. There's different ways you can get money. You don't have to do
Yeah,
this, and this. The traditional, like I've always said, you don't have to work the traditional 9 to 5 to make money. Pimping is part of the union. So are you saying the union is part of the nation? Is that what you're saying, Trap Star? Reek said never paste the $2 bill over the $10 bill.
really, that's real. Put the two on the 10. Never perpetrate. So I know
I
it's
look at
more people.
I look at it as all part of the game. Whether you pimping, whether you hustling, whether you 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 robbing, you thieving, whatever you doing is a part of the game. And I call that me the street life. Okay, pimping is part of it as far as a hustle, right? We all have different hustles, which is part of the game. We gonna say the game of life that's not working a traditional 9 to 5. That's how I feel. So if we're playing on the other side of the 9 to 5 and squares or whatever you want to call them, people that have a traditional 9 to 5, then you know that there's certain rules and regulations that we all go by, whether whatever part of the union, the game, the movement, whatever you want to talk about. There's like an unspoken rule, and that rule is you don't involve the police.
Basically, none of it.
And some of these people
Police,
is
none of
straight
them motherfuckers.
police.
And police ain't got nothing to do with this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you call the police, talk to police, it was snitch. You know what I'm saying? So we don't fuck with snitches around here. Slavish mentality, the age of I. What are you talking about, Tiffany?
The government is the biggest pimp. I agree with that one. Because
Yeah.
they take your money. They If you don't go by certain rules and regulations, they then you go on to jail. It's all types of shit getting them involved in your business.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know it's more people than Tiffany and Trap Star on here, and who else is on here? Just them two.
That's the only two that's been
Cadillac
commenting.
J.
Oh, Cadillac hasn't said
Cadillac.
he hasn't said anything in a while. Cadillac J really ain't said nothing. It's been Tiffany. I like working when no one else is and being sovereign. So expand upon that, Tiffany. Are you saying you're more? Are you down with the Moorish nation, the sovereign nation? And what do you mean? I like working when no one else is, like early in the morning. What is? Can you elaborate for me, please?
Like nights.
Oh my!
Okay,
Well,
like
I don't work a traditional 9 to 5, and I understand the night thing. I work whenever somebody hit my phone or whenever I see an opportunity. The Moors. Okay. I'm driving but tuned in. Okay, Cadillac J. Okay, so the Moorish sovereign nation aspect. Okay. I know a little bit about that. I know about the little sovereign nation movement. The game is played way different than motherfuckers supposed to. But at the end of the day, everybody's gonna have an opinion on what's supposed to be done, whether it's right or wrong. I agree, Trap Star, but one thing that I don't care what anyone says that's unanimous is the police is never involved. Point blank and period. You don't coming coming from my aspect as being a black woman in America, I'm not calling the police. If let's say my guy go upside my head, we fighting. I don't care how much we fighting. I'm not calling the police on them. That's just how I roll. If I get into an altercation with another person, I'm not calling the police.
Especially if
Maybe that might be
getting involved with the police.
right. Maybe that's
Do
cool
that.
for some of y'all, but that's not cool for me. That's just not cool. Police has never been. That's something I don't know. I was always under the assumption, and I shouldn't say assumption, but I was always under the understanding that no matter whatever goes down, you don't call the police. You handle it
You don't
or get the police involved.
Nothing.
That's
Handle
just
that
me.
shit yourself.
Exactly.
Handle that shit yourself. You get somebody else to handle it for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially not the police.
Exactly. Yeah, they do have some cool ways of looking at stuff. I know about the Moorish movement. I do. That's one of the purposes of banging. Elaborate on that, Chap Star. I know you meant the Moors, Tiffany. The purpose of banging is what? Not to get the police involved, go to them for the problems. Can you expand upon that, sir?
You probably typing or something though.
Everybody has a different aspect of what they feel is right and wrong, but in this day and age, you got to learn how to transform shit because whatever you doing that the government can't put their hand in and they can't tax you, they're going to find a way to make you stop and then put you underneath the jail.
Yep.
Why do you think they try to make weed legal now? Because they want to try and find a way to tax it. So they can they can get their money off, their own profit off of it. That's why there's this big push for marijuana to be legal. But what I be trying to put people on game is when you get your, what is that, medical marijuana card or whatever, my homeboy in Arizona put me on game that when you get your medical card or whenever where you can smoke weed legally, you have to give up your Second Amendment right, which means if you want to smoke weed, that means you cannot own a firearm. So when you see Snoop Dogg and all these other people saying they got these cards, that means they cannot legally have a gun anymore. You can look that up. That's something else y'all can look up. That's what they don't tell people is when you get one of them cards, you are relinquishing your right to bear arms. You cannot have a firearm legally anymore. It's either weed or own guns. And I'd rather have a gun.
And then when you get that motherfucker, they also take your picture and shit.
That's right. And they fingerprint you as well.
Yep. So if you try and sneak and get a gun, you're already in the motherfucking system. So they're like, oh, okay, yeah, let him get that gun, let him pay that money for it. Let's go right to his house, get him, get the gun, get the weed.
That's right.
Come on, thank you for giving us that money.
Thank you, PHP. That is a fact. Cause my homeboy's a boxer in Arizona. He told me about that. And Trap Star, I agree with you. If I have a situation, I'm not going to the police. We gonna work that shit out. Point blank and period. If I have a problem, there it is. Okay, they can't take your rights away. Self-evident truths. Okay, elaborate, Tiffany. I'm telling you what I've seen and researched. If you get a medical marijuana card, they are going to say you cannot own a gun. And this is where my problem comes in with the Moors, because you're a sovereign nation. You can't touch me. All types of stuff. I had a homeboy that's a Moor, and he got mad at me because I said, "You being a Moor ain't gonna stop a police bullet. That's not gonna stop them from killing you and your family, running up in your shit. You can yell you sovereign all day. If them people come in and shoot you, they're gonna have to answer to who? The government don't give a fuck about you." That shit is straight facts.
Yeah, spit it. But people don't know going on.
A lot of are on a registry that people can look up to find out who actually owns guns in what areas. That's true. That's very true. That's a person, but I would have to go back. It's what's legal in Las Vegas, Tiffany. I would have to go back and say that that's talking about handguns. You don't need a permit most states.
She said weed.
Is it legal for you to smoke weed, or is it legal for you to grow weed? There's a lot of different discrepancies in there. Is what I'm saying. I don't know about Las Vegas. I don't know about. I'm talking about Arizona.
She said both.
I don't know. I know in certain states, you don't need a gun license to have a shotgun or a rifle. You only need licenses for handguns. So you can have as many rifles, shotguns, which a lot of people ain't running around with those, and you don't have to be on the registry. But when it comes to personal handguns, it's totally different. I don't know about Las Vegas. I know about Arizona, and I know about Minnesota and stuff like that with the medical marijuana.
They think it's legal
The
to smoke
smoke.
weed in your home dwelling in Vegas.
Thank you, PHP. That's what I'm saying. In Arizona, you cannot. Thank you. It's in California like that too. You cannot have a medical marijuana card. You cannot own a legal firearm. It's like that in California too.
He said the blood nation just has its own way of making moves every day, have their own way of handling business.
I can respect that, trap star. I can respect that. I can respect that. And see, that's the thing. It's legal to smoke weed in your home dwelling, but if you outside in the public, you probably can't smoke weed. Just like you, I can only speak on what I know. And what I know is in the state of Minnesota, in the state of Texas, Georgia, and I think Alabama, you don't need a gun license or a registry to own rifles and shotguns. Only when it comes to handguns, because you can conceal a handgun. You can't conceal a shotgun or a rifle.
In your house privately. What we talking about, smoking weed?
I think that's what they're talking about, smoking weed. How I know? Because I got family in California, and I got family in Arizona, and I got family in Minnesota. That's how I know, and I know people. That's how I know about the weed and the firearm situation. And how I know about the gun situation is you can look that shit up. There's loopholes around everything. That's another reason why they're trying to make weed legal, besides taxing and getting their hands in it, is because people are so thirsty. Some people are so thirsty to smoke weed legally, they don't understand what they giving up in return.
Everything comes with a price.
And you can still own a handgun, no problem, but to conceal it on you, you have to have a permit. That's most places you have to have a permit. You can own a handgun, but to carry it around with you, it's a totally different story. But I'm talking about in certain states, like for Indiana, for instance, you can have a handgun on you, whatever. You don't even need a permit for that. But if you want to carry it around, then you have to get a permit to carry it around. But you don't need a permit to buy it, to buy a handgun. In Indiana, you don't need a permit to buy a handgun. You need a permit to carry it on you. But see, in the state of Minnesota, you need a permit to buy a handgun. You don't need a permit to buy a rifle. And then you need to get in Minnesota, you need to get another permit to carry it on you. So you need two different permits. But in Indiana, all you need is, you don't need nothing. All you need is a license saying that you live in Indiana and you can buy a handgun. In fact, they have gun shows all the time in Indiana. And you can get in them mugs for $5, buy all the guns you want. You have a good night too, Trap Star. But there's a reason why that, I believe there's a reason why they want to legalize weed besides taxing and everything else, is so they can slowly take away your right to defend yourself. And Arizona is another place where you can have you can have guns. Happy New Year to you too. I have family in Minnesota. That's the only reason why I know. But right now I'm in Chattanooga and I don't really fuck around down here because the South's totally different than up north.
Yeah, the South is way different from
Oh
up
hell
here.
yeah, you can own you can you can have, well, I won't say it like that, but you can basically, when it comes to guns down here, you can have a gun and be straight. The only time when it becomes an issue is if you want to carry it on you, but you can have as many guns as you want and you don't need a permit. You can go walk right into the gun place and get you a gun. It's nothing.
And they talking about we don't talk about real shit over here. Come on
Well,
now.
well, they don't. That's the thing. I guess they rather we talk about, I guess, dumb shit. I'm in the Carolina. We
we're
got a lot of them.
we're actors over here. As soon as we got a script. That's what it is. We got a script or something. I think I heard that before.
You got a lot of what, Cadillac J, in the Carolinas. I've never been to the Carolinas. I've been to Virginia though. I think he's talking about guns. There's 13 people in here, so we can continue this conversation. Or we could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. But we just got on this.
Ask questions. Give you comments. What's going on? This is 13 people.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying. Down here in the South, y'all, it's no guns are everywhere. I know in Texas, they them people love their guns in Texas. Talk about whatever, and I want to talk about. There's guns is, I think in the South, guns are, you just a normal part of living, especially in Texas.
that seems like that's all they own down there in Texas is guns. Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't give a
Huh?
fuck in Texas. You can ride around with a shotgun.
On your lap in the front seat.
You surely can. You surely can. You surely can.
Yeah, thanks for those likes. But we got drop down to 12 people who's all on here. I only count. Let me see, one, two, three people, three, four people. Not including Rick.
Well, I think Trap Star left. I think Tiffany still might be in here, or she might have left because she did say Happy New Year. Cadillac Jay said he's driving, but he has been saying stuff. PHXP said a couple of things when we were talking about marijuana, the marijuana card and firearms. So we
Well,
talk about a lot of things. It's just that people just happen to be attracted to drama. Cause I, like I said before, I really just got on this channel. I've been a viewer of a lot of channels, but I always want to, I don't have a problem taking advice from people. But my thing is, why would you want to take advice from somebody who ain't doing stuff and then begging you for money? It says a question for you: Would you be for you would a question for you would be sexual dysfunction be an issue for you? An honest question. Okay, so what do you mean a sexual dysfunction? Like,
like a handicap side on your dick.
oh, is that what you mean?
I think so. If you can't get it up, or if you know what I'm saying, or if you do get it up, and you're not putting it in, putting it down. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, everybody's different. Got Walker Stripper. Okay, all right, Jay. Cadillac Jay. Thanks for tuning in and asking questions. We appreciate it. Um, handicap sign on your. Okay, so let's be real. If you with somebody, you obviously find them somewhat attractive and have to have some sexual connection, right? So if they're out of commission in that area, it's not gonna work because you can only do so much. Like that
Okay, I got a
that's
question.
that
Once you
that
get done with that,
that does make a difference, a big difference, because eventually it's going to come down. You can only do so much with your mouth, and then you have to use that, and if that's handicap, then it's going to be some problems. That's how I look at it.
well, you kind of answered my question that I was going to ask, but I was just going to say, like, let's say you feeling somebody, y'all been kicking and hanging around each other. You know what I'm saying? Then you feel like, okay, time to make this shit official. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been knowing each other for like a few years, whatever, but you really, really feeling this dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like once he pull that thing out, y'all get ready to do a little sexual, intimate little thing and shit, and then he been talking a good game and shit, and he only lasts for like minute 30 seconds. Is that like a problem? Can you like bypass that and like still, if you really feeling the dude, what I'm saying, whatever, can you bypass that, or or is you like, damn, what I'm saying, I done wasted all my time on this, what I'm saying, and he ain't really laughing, whatever, but he talks a good game, what I'm saying, he talks
Talk
a
is
good game,
cheap.
it's so good. He talks a good game that get you a little moist between your legs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But once he put that thing down, it's like nothing to put down. You know what I'm saying?
Then it's going to be a problem, because then you're going to end up sexually frustrated. And so then there has to be some type of understanding there. Like, I don't judge people's relationship because you don't know what's going on in their relationship. Some people are experiencing that, and they're okay if their mate steps out with somebody else because they know they can't fulfill them in that aspect. For me, it would be a problem. Period. It would be a problem. So either they're gonna have to figure out something or it be over. You can only talk a good game for so long, and like I said, talk is cheap any fucking way. Premature balls.
Research halftime is cocky. It's a cocky motherfucking thing. He got shit on lock.
Mm. You never, and I would say from my experience, people do get cocky. It's You never know. Some people, you like I said, you never know what people have going on in their relationship. Sometimes people be super cocky, and then they get knocked off their square because They think nobody can. They untouchable, and that's when they become touchable.
Yes. So who's all on here? 9 people in the room.
I know. A couple of them are some agents. I'm just gonna be straight up, cause we get the regular people that comment, and then you get people that don't ever say nothing. But they on here.
Yeah,
But then
yeah,
they
they going back. They going back paddle telling and shit.
right, exactly, regurgitating everything what was said, but they don't comment on here. But miraculously they don't watch this channel, but they could tell you everything that was said.
Yeah, exactly. Tell everything that's said and motherfucking put little spam shit on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about goat mouth and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to make themselves be known and shit though.
Go lift some weights.
Alphabet agents go suck your mama's funky pussy.
Reek is he be going in.
So who else on here, man? If anybody else commenting, man, we probably gonna end this thing.
Yeah, because it slowed up a little bit. But
Yeah.
there's definitely people in here. They just not saying nothing.
Like I said, them alphabet agents, man. You know what I'm saying? Working with the peoples.
Right.
So good. Said you want to end it, or you still got something to say?
I think we good. I think we good, shot, because nobody's saying nothing. So I think we had a good conversation tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't really have to say too. We didn't. We really didn't have to go in on nobody tonight. Really.
Shout out to Cadillac J, Tiffany Trap Star, and PHXP.
Yep.
And who else am I missing?
I think you got everybody.
Yeah.
No Larry though. Where's Larry been? Cause somebody put a APB out on Larry. Oh,
man,
and
Larry been MIA, man. I don't know where Larry at, man. He might, but like I said, he might catch him late though.
That's true. And Lefty commented at the beginning too. What did Reek say?
Yeah, the live we're in. If no one comments,
they haven't been commenting.
Anybody got anything to say? If not, we're gonna end it. Well,
all right.
we're gonna end it.
All right, Shad.
All right. Peace until number 6. Now, y'all.
All right.
Have more people on it. Peace.
All right.